And as you exhale, see if you can lengthen the duration and really let every last drop of air leave the lungs. And as you breathe in and out of the nostrils, perhaps even constrict the back of the throat a little bit and create that audible Ujjayi sound in the breath, kind of Darth Vader sound to the breath. Good, and then wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale all of the air out of the lungs. With a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, release. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, release. One more of those, inhale. Open mouth, exhale, release. Very nice. Nice. From here, extend the right heel up towards the ceiling and flex your foot. So we're just going to be avoiding any props today, just because we might not have them. So just take the hands and interlace the hands around the back of the right leg, wherever you can comfortably do that. And you can either keep the left knee bent, or you could stretch the left leg out long. But imagine that your right foot was a seesaw and you could pull the toes down towards the face as you reach the right heel up towards the ceiling. And as much as you try to draw the hands and the leg towards you, begin to create a little bit of resistance in pressing the right leg into your hands. Feel that you could arch your lower back a little bit. It might or might not come off the floor, doesn't really matter, but you're trying to bring this into the hamstrings rather than letting the lower back compensate. Good. From here, bend your right knee, hug the right knee up towards the armpit, and give yourself a really nice, tight squeeze. Keep extending the left leg long, and stretch the left leg long if you haven't. Now take your right arm out to a T or to a cactus to the right, and on your exhale, guide the right leg all the way across the body to the left for a supine twist. So you don't have to try to get the deepest and most profound twist that you ever had in your whole life. At this point, you're just getting some rotation in the spine, preparing the body for some of the stuff that we'll do later. 2 more breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, come back to center. Plant both of the feet back down onto the floor and just make sure your hips are even in the center of the mat. Extend your left heel up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot. Interlace the hands around the back of the left leg. And as you reach the left heel up towards the ceiling, pull the toes down towards the face. Begin to create a little bit of resistance here and press the leg into the hands. Stretch the right leg out if you did so before. So more than trying to find a super deep stretch here, you're trying to create an even sensation of stretch from the left heel all the way down the left leg. You're trying to arch your lower back or stick the butt out. Two more breaths here. Good. Bend your left knee. Hug the left knee up towards the armpit. Give it a nice tight squeeze. Good. From here, let's reach the left arm to the left. Guide the left leg across the body on your exhale for a supine twist. The breath might be a little bit shorter here, just because the diaphragm really can't move quite as freely, but do your best to keep the breath long and full, and to send the breath into the upper back, the chest, the collarbones, the shoulders. 2 more breaths here. Very nice. Inhale, come back to center. Plant the feet down onto the floor. Now, one last thing on the back here. Take your right ankle to your left lower thigh. So you have a figure 4 shape in your legs. Lift the left foot off the mat and interlace the hands around the left leg. So once again, it's not about just pulling the legs in as tight as you possibly can. It's more about pressing the right ankle into the left lower thigh, trying to wrap the right knee forward, arching your lower back away from the floor and finding an even and pretty kind of skillful stretch here. So we always try to work smart rather than work hard. Good. Place both of the feet back down onto the floor. Take your left ankle to your right lower thigh. Lift your right foot off the mat and interlace the hands around the back of the right leg. Drive the left ankle into your right lower thigh to try to wrap the left knee forward. Arch your lower back. Breathe as you soften the eyes. Two more breaths here. Very nice. Hug the knees into the chest and begin to rock and roll a few times all the way up until you can plant the palms and come into a tabletop pose. So we'll just do a few cat-cows and tabletop pose. But before we do that, take a look at your fingers and press all of the finger pads and knuckles down into the mat. Let's inhale, cow pose. Stick the butt out, draw the chest forward. Exhale, cat pose, chin to the chest, navel in. Inhale, cow. Try to energetically pull your hands apart. Exhale, cat pose, round in and out. Just a few more times at your own pace. And I'll let Jessica take it from here.
Okay, so just a few more rounds like this. Feel the pelvis tilts and lift as you go through these final few rounds. Let's do one more. Thanks. Go ahead and come back to a neutral tabletop and put pressure into all 10 finger pads, widen through the fingers. And then I want you to feel as if you're dragging your palms to your knees and then your knees forward. So you feel a little bit more engagement through the low belly and the arms. Now gaze past your right shoulder and feel as if your right shoulder kind of wants to meet your right hip. You're kind of shortening through the right side of the waist, lengthening through the left. And then make your way back towards center. We'll switch. Gaze past your left shoulder. Feel as if your left shoulder wants to meet the right hip. So shorten through the left side of your waist. Allow the right side to elongate. We'll do one more just like this. Come back towards center. Gaze past the right shoulder. Feel the right rib cage kind of shorten, although it really can't. And then make your way back towards center. Final time. Left shoulder wants to come towards the left hip. So it's almost as if you're bumping your right hip towards the right side of your mat, and then left shoulder to meet the left hip. Beautiful. Make your way back towards center. Transition to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, hips up and back. And once you come into this first inversion, take a moment, bend one knee, bend the other. Allow the hips to wag left, right, left, a few times. Beautiful. As you come back towards stillness, see that your feet are roughly hip width distance-ish, hands roughly shoulder width distance-ish. So I care about the spine being nice and long, not the heels touching the ground. So any amount of bend into your knees is cool, especially if the upper back is rounding or the backs of the legs are feeling kind of tight. From your downward facing dog, come really, really high up onto your toes. And then on your exhale, allow both heels to drop over towards the right. So land on the baby toe edge of your right foot, big toe edge of your left foot. Press the ground away from you, pike your hips up, and start to shift your hips a little closer towards the right. Beautiful. One more breath. And then come back towards center, switch. Come really high up onto your toes. And then on your exhale, both heels over to the left. Land on the big toe edge of your right foot. Baby toe edge of your left foot. Hike the hips up and back. Press the ground away from you. And allow the pelvis to kind of tilt a little closer towards the left. Last deep breath. And then transition back towards center. Nice. Begin to bring your gaze forward. And then exhale, just walk your feet towards the top of your mat, feet to meet your hands. Just a simple halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. So keep your feet about hip width distance-ish, a little wider is cool. If you have a book, a block, or kind of like a water bottle that you might need, and grab that now. I have really short arms, so need to utilize the block. Go ahead and place your left hand in the space in between your feet, tent up through the finger pads. Bend deeply into your left knee, 2 options. One hand, rather your right hand towards your low back, or extend the right palm all the way up towards the ceiling. So open up through the chest here. As you press into the ground with your left palm, this will give you leverage to draw the right shoulder a little further back. Feel a little bit of spinal rotation here as well. Beautiful. Gently make your way back towards center. We'll switch. Tent up through the finger pads or prop your palm up. Bend into the right knee. 2 options. Left hand to the sacrum, low back, or left fingertips elevate. Continue to keep the chest nice and open. So actively press the ground away from you. Feel the left shoulder tilt back just a little bit more. Beautiful. Left palm back. Set your block book, bottle off to the side, and then feet as close as comfortable to touch. Draw your hands to your hips, elbow tips point up. And then with a really long spine, low belly engaged, rise all the way to standing, head, neck, shoulders, arrive last. Nice. Take a big inhale breath. Shrug your shoulders all the way up towards your ears. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. Beautiful. One more, please. Inhale, shoulder shrug all the way up. And then open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. 3 half salutations. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips. Nice, halfway lift, look forward, long, long spine. And then exhale, deepen the fold. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. Beautiful. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Nice. Halfway lift, look forward, long spine. And then exhale, deepen the fold. Once more, inhale, arms extend all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha. This time, hands flat, step back, high plank. Take a big inhale breath, actively press the ground away from you, upper back puffs. And then exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. So cobra variation, finger stand cobra. Bring your arms out to a T, as wide as you can. If you don't have the space, not a big deal. Just keep a bend into your elbows. As you take a bend into your elbows, lift just your chest. So you've got very, very little weight into the finger pads. Take a big inhale breath. On your exhale, dip your right shoulder down, gaze past the left. Yeah. Inhale, come back towards center. Exhale, dip the left shoulder down, gaze past your right. Beautiful. Inhale, make your way back towards center. Be really, really light with the finger pads. Perhaps they lift. And then exhale, slowly release. Palms near the shoulders, tuck your toes. Use the inhale breath, press up to a tabletop or plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a big inhale breath, fill it up. Smooth exhale breath, let it go. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, feet to meet your hands, walk, step, hop, float. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. Beautiful. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, hands flat. Once more, step back, high plank. Nice big inhale breath, hold your plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Set up for your Shalabhasana, locust. Arms sweep back behind you. Use the inhale breath, lift your arms, chest, legs. So everything that'll fly off the mat lifts. And then feel as if you're trying to meet the center line with your pinky fingers, thumbs, ankles, heels. Draw everything tightly. Beautiful. On your exhale, slowly undo it. Palms in your shoulders, tuck your toes. Press up either to a tabletop or plank. Hips up and back. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Nice halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Nice inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. Beautiful, exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. You got a halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Final time, hands flat, step back, high plank. Nice big inhale breath. Heart wants to lift up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower all the way down. This time you'll set up for a Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders, keep the chest broad. So kind of visualize the Sphinxes of Egypt. Going for a modified forearm plank to start. Take a big inhale, breath gaze forward, chest broad. On your exhale, curl your chin in towards your chest, vertebra by vertebra. Lift the belly, lift the hips, lift the thighs, come to your knees. Once here, I want you to feel as if your navel is going to touch the spine. Press through your palms, your forearms, wrists, so that the upper back puffs. If this is okay, hang out. Otherwise, tuck your toes, lift your knees, your shins. You got your forearm plank. One long line of energy from the heels all the way out through the crown of your head or knees to the crown of your head. On your exhale with control, lower knees, thighs, hips, come back to your Sphinx. Inhale, breath, feel the back bend. Exhale, lower all the way down, transition, downward facing dog. From down dog, smooth inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. All right, inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lunging salutations. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Press through both feet. Beautiful. Different. Palm slide towards your heart. Release your hands to your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. Look up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. And then exhale, hands flat. Step your right foot back. Keep the right knee lifted, press down through the right palm, left fingertips elevate, open up through your chest. As you press down through your right palm, once more, left shoulder draws back, 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 lean the base of your skull back. Take one more smooth breath. And then exhale, left palm down, step back, high plank. These vinyasas are all optional, but I'll guide us through the first one. Inhale, shift forward, shoulders past your wrists. Exhale, bend your elbows halfway or lower all the way. Transition to your back bend, up dog, cobra, or locust. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg extends up and back. Listen, right knee tracks over to your right shoulder. Then slide it over towards your left. Oblique twist. Yeah. Inhale, right leg up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. And rise up to a high lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms reach and extend this time. So squeeze through the inner thighs, pubic bone lifts. Keep a lunge into your right knee. Please take your right hand towards your right hip. Elongate through the left side of your waist, reach through the left ring finger. Exhale, take a side bend on over towards your right. It's a little bit of a balance challenge here. You have to squeeze through the inner thighs and feel the front ribs draw in. Beautiful. On your exhale, bend your left elbow, hook it to the outside of your right thigh, come into a revolved high lunge. So press your palms firmly together. And then as you do this, use your left elbow as a hook. Take one more big breath, listen. Keep this shape, left foot to meet the right, come to a revolved chair. So your elbow can come in between your knees if this feels uncomfortable or a little pinchy for the shoulder. Right shoulder back, back, back. Beautiful. Exhale, fold forward, release. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, upward facing salute. And then slide your palms towards your heart, release your hands to your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, arms extend all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, hands flat, left foot back. Keep the left knee elevated. Press down through your left palm, left finger pads, right fingertips reach. So keep the left hip nice and elevated as you press an imaginary heel or wall away from you with your heel. Right shoulder draws back as you press the ground away. Beautiful. Exhale, right palm down, step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, your vinyasa. Full inhale, up dog, cobra, locust. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, left leg extends. This time you'll track your left knee over towards your left shoulder, then slide it over to your right, twist. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. This time you'll rise up high lunge, crescent lunge. Squeeze through the inner thigh, torso lifts. So instead of back bending a whole lot, everything cinches in, lengthen through both sides of your waist. At this time, left hand comes to your left hip. Elongate through the right side of your body, tip on over to your left. Find a side bend. So your front right hip is fully extended. Squeeze through the glutes. On your exhale, bend your right elbow, hook it to the outside of your left thigh, left palm joins, your revolved high lunge twist. So feel the chest expand and open up. Right elbow acts as a hook, left shoulder scoots a little further back in space. Take one more big breath, listen. Now right foot to meet the left, keep the shape, your revolved chair twist. You gotta see if you can sink your hips a little further down, left shoulder draws a little further back in space, you got it. And then exhale, fold forward, release. Halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, deepen the fold. Now look at your feet, scoot them as close as comfortable. Sit down low, Utkatasana, your chair pose, fierce pose. Right away, lower your seat, come in towards Navasana, boat pose. As you come in towards your Navasana, lower down to Ardha Navasana. Is keep the shoulders lifted, left leg extends out long, right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Press an imaginary wall away from you, big inhale breath. And then exhale, press through your wall, twist on over to your right. Left forearm makes contact with your right thigh. Lift up through the right shoulder. Nice switch, inhale, center. Right leg releases, left leg up, twist. Press your imaginary wall, lift up through the left shoulder, press. You got it. Inhale, come back towards center, both legs out long. Keep pressing, shoulders lifted. Do whatever it takes. Rise all the way up to your boat pose. Hold here, one more big breath. You got it, you got it. And then exhale, cross at your ankles, hands forward. Optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Once you arrive in your downward facing dog, 2 deep full rounds of breath. Just recover. And notice the breath cadence, re-establish the smooth cadence. And then I will hand it over to Jack.
Okay. Well, I'm a little bit out of breath. Just joking. Okay.
Welcome, Jack.
That was great. You really kicked my ass already. Okay, let's inhale, reach the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, round in. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot in between your hands at the top of the mat. Now ground the left heel back and down. Heel to heel alignment, rise up, warrior 2, arms to a T. Now just a few times here, open the palms. Inhale, straighten the right leg, meet the hands above the head. Exhale, sit back into warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the hands. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach. And exhale, warrior 2. Good, bring your hands to your hips. Straighten your right leg almost, so a little bit of a bend in the knee, barely anything. Drop your right hip, so you have sassy hips. Reach the right hand forward as far as you can. Tick-tock the arms for triangle pose. But as you keep this little micro bend in your right knee, see if you can begin to try to face the right kneecap a little bit more towards the right. As if your right leg was a corkscrew going into the floor and the heel was trying to rotate towards the right. Good, take your left hand to your left hip. If you need some support like a water bottle or a block or a book under your hand, you can use that. Bend your right knee, step the right hand forward, inhale, launch off of your left foot, Ardha Chandrasana. Once you found your balance, reach the left hand back to the ceiling. Try to wrap the chest up towards the sky. Flex your left foot, the foot that's in the air, and lift actively through the pinky toe side of the foot. On your exhale, bend your right knee, slowly step back, warrior two. Bring the arms to a T, reach out long. Exhale, windmill all the way down. Plant the palms. Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga optional, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, reach the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, round in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Bring the right heel down, warrior two, rise all the way up. Good, open the palms towards the ceiling. Inhale, stretch the left leg long, meet the hands. Exhale, warrior two, sit low. Inhale, reach and straighten. Exhale, warrior two, sit low. One more time, inhale, reach, straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Good, almost straighten the left leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Now drop the left hip down. As you do this, try to face the left knee more towards the left. Reach through the left hand, tick-tock your arms, triangle pose. So notice if the right ribs are kind of bulging out, could you pull your right lower ribs in and create more length in the left side body? Could you wrap the left side of the chest more towards the ceiling and draw your head back in space a little bit? Very nice. So on your next inhale, take your hand to your hip, bend your left knee, launch off of your right foot, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So if you found your balance here, reach the right hand back towards the ceiling, flex the right foot, and elevate the pinky toe side of the foot as high as you can.
You got it, Drake, you got it.
Lengthen the lower back. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee, step back, warrior two. Take an inhale once you land. Exhale, windmill all the way down. Inhale, plank pose. Chaturanga optional or straight to downward facing dog. Once you find your way in downward facing dog, take a big inhale. Open mouth, exhale, release. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the thumbs. Now pause here. Step the left foot just a few inches off to the left. Step the foot slightly forward and ground the left heel down and in. Warrior one, sweep the hands above the head. Good. So let's bring the hands to the hips for a moment. Once you have the hands to the hips, see if you can really drive the left heel down to the point that the left glutes engage. Stretch the right leg long. Keep the right hand at the right hip. Reach the left hand high to the sky. Take a big inhale, little back bend here. Exhale, just hinge halfway down and pause. So I want your spine, your left arm, to be parallel with the floor. Now as you pause here, could you draw the right hip back and in by pulling your right hand back on the right hip? Take your left hand either to the floor under the left shoulder, maybe using your water bottle, or take the hand to the pinky toe side of the right foot. Now lift the chest up, reach the right hand high. Revolve triangle pose. As you reach through the crown of the head, take 3 more breaths. How long can the spine become? So for those of you that come to my class regularly, see, I can do this pose too. On your exhale, take the hands down to the floor. Step back, plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog or a cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, reach the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Good, now right foot steps a little bit to the right, slightly forward. Ground the right heel down and in. Warrior one, sweep the hands above the head. Good. Let's bring the hands to the hips. Now as you drive the right heel back and down, straighten your left leg. Keep the left hand at the left hip, reach the right hand high. Inhale, a little back bend. Keep this as you exhale, hinge halfway down. Pause here. So I'm intentionally having you pause here to create a lot of length. Now from here, either right hand down under the right shoulder or to the pinky toe side of the left foot. Either left hand at left hip or reach the left hand high. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other as you press out through the crown of the head. 3 more full and complete breaths.
Nice. You guys got it.
Deep inhale. Exhale, take the left hand down. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, optional chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Nice. Inhale, reach the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right palm at the top of the mat. Lower the back left knee down to the floor. Slide the left knee back just a few more inches here. And from here, let's inhale, broaden the chest forward. Exhale, straighten your right leg. So you're in a half Hanumanasana variation with the hands at the inside line of the right foot. Now you can stay here, great place to be if you're really feeling enough in your hamstrings already. If you feel comfortable to slide the right heel a little bit forward and off to the right, go ahead and do that. But don't lose the action of digging the right heel down and trying to draw the heel back. Flexing the foot, spreading the toes. Driving the back left thigh, left knee down, and gently trying to press it, pull it forward. Two more breaths. Good. Draw the right heel back. Rebend into your right knee. Tuck your left toes, three-legged dog. Reach the right leg high. Bend your knee, open your hip. If you have room, maybe flip your dog if you're familiar with that. But don't break your fine china. Good. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, plank pose, come forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lowering down. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, reach the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left palm. Bring the back right knee down. Slide the right knee just back a little bit. Come up onto the fingertips first. Broaden the chest. Keep this length in the spine. And then go ahead and straighten the left leg. You either stay here, or if you did so before, slide that left heel forward and off to the left. If you're turning blue in the face, though, that means you've probably gone too far. And you should back out. You should be able to breathe, be at a physical, mental threshold without losing your cool. Once again, it's like the left heel is on a block of ice, the right knee is on a block of ice, and you're trying to draw those two blocks of ice towards each other.
When would I ever be doing that, Jack?
What'd you say?
When would I ever be doing that, Jack?
Well, our oceans are melting, so you should be more familiar with it for the end of the world. Anyways, draw your left heel back. Rebend into your left knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Good. From here, let's go ahead and, I think I'm gonna hand it off to you, Jessica.
Okay, dope. From your downward facing dog, take a deep inhale, breath, fill it up. And smooth exhale, breath, let it go. Just one more, please. Big inhale. And smooth exhale. Inhale, right leg up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Rather, let's go ahead and come to a pigeon, my apologies. Go ahead and slide your right foot all the way across. Allow the shin to come down, left knee to come down. And then even out the weight in your pelvis. So if the right hip feels restriction or if there's anything going on with your right knee, got variations for you. Otherwise, you're welcome to stay lifted for the back bend or crawl your hands forward at the forward bend. Allow the torso to drape down. Those of you in which the right hip is not feeling so open or the right knee has any discomfort, you've got seated figure 4, so very similar to what we did in the beginning of class. Right ankle up and over the left thigh, but you're in an upright position, or you can interlace your hands behind your left hamstring as you recline all the way onto your back. Those of you in the forward bend, so notice where it is, where you're holding unconscious tension through the shoulders, upper torso, neck, head. Let's take these next few rounds of breaths just to slow down, decelerate. As you check back in with the breath, feel the belly expand and contract. And check in where the mind is at. Take 2 more deep full rounds of breath here. Beautiful. Go ahead and rise all the way up to your palms. So this is one of my favorite twists that I've actually learned from Jack. So with your right leg, you'll go ahead and thread your right leg all the way through, so your legs form a 90-degree angle. With both of your hands, I want you to place them forward and then pull yourself so that you're on your outer right hip bone here. So there's already a lot of spinal rotation. So if this is enough for you, this is where you stay. Alternatively, you'll walk your hands towards the right side of your mat as much as you'd like. Just be reasonable with yourself. Either stay lifted up onto your palms, or if you have your book, your block, lower onto that, or just lower all the way down to your forearms. Just visualize your breath permeating the spaces in between each vertebra. Feel the length that the spinal column creates, as well as the side body stretches that you are getting. Nice. Take one more big breath. If you are lowered down, rise all the way up to your palms, walk your hands back towards center. You have 2 options to come out. Option 1, stack your left leg on top of the right, pull yourself to all fours, then down dog, or you'll press into your back foot, press into your palms, right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Eventually, we'll meet in a downward facing dog.
I also did forget to do flip dog on the left side, so you could throw that in next time.
Okay, sounds good. Left leg extends. And then exhale, pigeon on the left. So lower the right knee down, lower the left shin down. So this side might be far different. You might not be lowering down as much, and that's totally okay. If you have to take a different plane, or the stretch in a different plane of motion, that's cool too. Just be sure before you add the forward bend, keep the weight even in the hips. And then you can crawl your hands forward, allow the torso to drape down as you'd like. Head, neck, shoulders, drape down. As you feel the outer left hip, perhaps all the way towards the piriformis, kind of where the hamstring meets the glute. In times of stillness like this, it's really, really easy to get distracted or allow the mind to wander somewhere else. But I want you to feel as if your breath were the most interesting thing in the world right now. Just continue to focus on that as you allow the body to decelerate. You got one more deep round of breath. So if you're in a different plane of motion, eventually meet us in this shape. Everybody else rise all the way up to your palms. From here, you'll go ahead and just thread your left leg all the way through. And then before twisting over to your left, I want you to flatten both palms and then pull yourself forward so you're on your outer left hip. And then you can choose to stay here. This is also very, very reasonable. Or you walk your hands over towards the left. Stay lifted up onto your palms or lower down to forearms, blocks, book. Might be supporting the forearms as well. And once more, release control, the head, neck, shoulders. Take one more smooth round of breath. Okay, so go ahead and rise all the way up to your palms. Walk your hands back towards center if they're off to the left. And you have your options on how to come out, either stack your legs or three-legged dog. If you flipped on the other side, your flip dog on the right, just even it out, do here on the left, or stack your hips, twisted down dog. And then we will meet downward facing dog. Take a big inhale breath. And smooth exhale breath. Nice. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands. Recline all the way to your back. With your recline all the way to your back, come to bent knees. Heels, ankles underneath the knees. Hands to the sides of your hips to start. Take a big inhale breath. And then press through both feet. Use the exhale, lift your pelvis, low back, mid back, upper back. Bridge pose, Sattu Bandha Sarvangasana. Any arm variation that you typically do, go for that. If you want to prop the chest up onto the shoulders, you can interlace your hands underneath. Bend at your elbows, dig your triceps down, robot arms, or pull the edges of your mat out and down. But wherever you are, lift up through the heart space instead of jacking your hips up as high as you can. Keep a soft squeeze of the glutes, inner thighs. Just one more breath. And then slowly lower upper back, mid back, low back. I'll do one more back bend here. So your choice, you got bridge pose. Those of you who have a block book, you come to supported bridge, Urdhva Dhanurasana, wheel, or Viparita Dandasana, forearm wheel. Go for it. If you are like, Jessica, thank you, but no thank you, I would like to hang out on my back, that is cool too. So 3 rounds of breath, anything to extend through the spine. You got fish pose, anything on your belly works as well. But continue to just take inventory, allow the heart space to lift up towards the ceiling as you support the low back, squeezing your glutes and your thighs. Nice. One more smooth breath. And then with control, lower all the way down. Nice. Go ahead and bring your feet as wide as your mat. Knees knock in, so you're taking an inverted bridge, like a bridge that's collapsed on itself. And then once here, allow both knees to cascade over to the left. So you're creating 2 number 7s as opposed to knees stacked on top of each other. Get into the front right hip one more time. If this feels okay, this is where you stay. Alternatively, you'll take your left ankle, hook it up and over the right knee. Draw the right arm up and out, gaze past the right shoulder if that's okay with your neck. If the supine twist variation is absolutely not working for your low back, that's totally cool. Any other variation that works for you, such as knees stacked. Take one more smooth breath. You have your ankle hooked, go ahead and unhook it. Make your way back towards center, so feet still as wide as your mat. And then both knees fall over towards the right. So either stay here or take your right ankle, hook it up and over your left thigh. Left arm can draw up and out like a wing, gaze past the shoulder if that's okay with you. So allow the upper torso to be super, super heavy. Beautiful. One more smooth breath. And then transition your way back to the center. Unhook the ankle first. Nice. This time, both knees towards your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze to start. Take your left leg extended all the way out long. And then right leg all the way up towards the ceiling like we started in class. No interlacing just yet, but I want you to stamp your heel print, your sole print up towards the ceiling. Nice. Take your left hand, grab a hold of the outside of your right calf or outside of your right thigh, and then guide your right leg all the way across. From here, if your arm happens to be super, super long, perhaps it's the case that you grab a hold of your big toe or the pinky toe. And then right arm can draw up and out like a wing. So this is like a reclined Uttita Hasta Padangusthasana. So reclined handed big toe pose. But you are twisted. So one more deep breath. You got a grip, undo it, come back towards center. This time right leg releases, left leg all the way up towards the ceiling, no interlacing to start. Stamp your sole print up. And then take your right hand, the outside of your left calf or outside of your left thigh. Use that hand, guide your left leg all the way across. And then either stay here or your right hand grabs a hold of your big toe, baby toe, left arm up and out like a wing. So allow the upper torso to be really heavy, especially through the left shoulder. But if it's naturally lifting like mine, just let it lift. Beautiful. Last deep breath here. And then transition your way back towards center. Both knees in towards your chest when you get there. Okay. And then grab a hold of your shins, gentle circles, one direction. Feeling the entire lower back come into contact as you move the knees. And then switch directions, circles to the right, counterclockwise. Nice. Come to stillness. Stamp your soul prints up towards the ceiling. Grab her behind the hamstrings, knees, outsides, insides, calves, shins, ankles. Ananda Balasana, happy baby, blissful baby. So actively drive your knee towards the ground, towards the outside of your rib cage as you rock it out from left, right, right, left. Giving the low back a little bit of a massage, shape from massage. Take 3 rounds of lion's breath here together just to close this out. So stick your tongue out on the exhale. Take a deep inhale, breath, fill it up. And lion's breath, exhale. 2 more, big inhale. And lion's breath, exhale. You got 1 more, big inhale. And lion's breath, exhale. Begin to hug both knees in towards your chest as you wrap your arms around your shins. Squeeze all the muscles in your face as you draw your forehead to your knees. Sip in just a little more air here. And then release to your final posture, Shavasana, corpse pose. Arms out, legs out, everything super, super heavy. If something like seated meditation resonates a little better with you right now, go for that. That's something that I'll opt for. And then as you enjoy these final few moments of rest, just give yourself the time, the space to be still. Continue to notice the feelings that arise in your body. Notice the breath cadence. As you continue to find a sense of heaviness either through the seat or through the back body, just feel a sensation as if you are integrating into the ground past the ground. When it is time, Jack will guide you out. We are still both here. I know Shavasana is a little different digitally, but we're here. Enjoy these last few moments.
Stress is often a result of the mind and the body being kind of on a different frequency, and also really not being in touch with this trust that there is kind of a larger story and a greater picture to what's going on in our life, in our journey. So just acknowledging here for these last few moments this feeling of deep shraddha, and shraddha in Sanskrit means faith. Faith that even when things are unsteady or there's a sense of insecurity, that things will eventually work out in the way they need to work out. And if they're not working out now, that's just because the larger story, the larger picture is not over. So we bring this deep sense of trust, shraddha, faith, with us off of the mat. So as you take these last few moments in Shavasana, just begin to take a few fuller and more complete breaths into your lungs. And drink the breath in like it is refreshing water. And with each exhale, see if you can just dispel anything that is still holding tension, anxiety, stress in the body or the mind. Perhaps begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Reach the hands towards the back of the mat, the toes towards the front for a big full body stretch if you're still on your back. And then go ahead and roll to your right side in this symbolic space of rebirth. In which we acknowledge that when we re-arrive, everything is new and beginning. So join us in cross-legged pose, Sukhasana, easy pose. Keep the eyes soft or closed. Let's bring the hands to meet at heart center. And let's just close with 3 rounds of breath. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, release. Deep inhale. Open mouth, release. One more inhale. And exhale, release. May we always lead with our hearts in everything we do. Thumbs to third eye center, the seat of wisdom in the body. Bowing to the vast and infinite wisdom within each of us. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks so much, you guys.
Yay!
Yay. So much fun. Oh, it's a little dark. My screen must have been, okay, but anyways, it was great.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, well, that was like, this is like almost what is being all together.
I know, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see both of our communities and the community at large just come together and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So just for ease of, if for donations, if that's something that you would like to do today, it's in the chat window, and then just let me know that it's for this class, so then I can split it with Jack.
And yeah, keep your eye out for different stuff that Jessica and I are offering on our Instagram pages. And
if you liked this, let us know, because
yeah,
I am down to do this again.
Yeah, totally. So anyways, well, have a great evening, everyone.
You too.
Hey, goodbye.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
How do you